Alrighty, good Sunday morning to everybody here on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever social media you may be on. Um, it's a nice, cool Sunday here in the Northeast, here in Connecticut, and I was reading some articles by The Rock. As we all know, uh, WrestleMania 28, 29. Um, During that time, especially WrestleMania 28, John Cena and The Rock really did not like each other at that time. It was reported uh, backstage. The Rock would tell John Cena that he's going to do this, he's going to do that, and John Cena had some four-letter words to say to The Rock, and this was a heated battle between these two for quite some time. And I think part of it had to do with, John Cena uh, really had gone on a limb and stated one of the reasons why he didn't like The Rock was because the WWE made The Rock and he chose to leave for Hollywood to do movies, and he left the WWE in a state where, after Austin being gone and then The Rock being gone, it sort of like hurt the WWE, and John Cena, basically had his opinion. Now, through this time, these guys actually really didn't like each other. And then when we got to WrestleMania 29, there was still tension there. Uh, but of course, things would change because John Cena was getting his redemption back at The Rock. So I think a lot of ill feelings towards The Rock had changed a bit by John Cena because he knew he was getting the title back. So I think all in all, this is a professional business, and it is a business, and both of them being in-ring veterans at the WrestleMania 28 and 29 years, uh, really, they all know about the business. They all know what goes on in the business. So, really, for one to dislike the other for those kind of personal reasons were sort of like a little ridiculous in my eyes. Maybe there's jealousy in the eyes of John Cena towards The Rock. Um, I didn't really see why The Rock would have any kind of jealousy towards John Cena because The Rock was The Rock. He moved on, he went to Hollywood, and he became a huge Hollywood star. Um, and with all that being said, John Cena sort of, you know, you complain about The Rock going to Hollywood making movies. Well, John Cena is starting to do that himself. And so for him to say what he said about The Rock, you know, look in the mirror, John. That's all I got to say is because you're doing the same thing. And, not to badmouth John Cena, but, you know, if you complain about somebody doing something that you said wasn't right and then you do it yourself, it's sort of like being a little bit hypocritical in my eyes. But anyway, since then they've mended fences, they've become best of friends. Um, and when it all comes down to it, they both were involved in a business that they both loved. And they both were involved in a business that has escalated their careers to newer heights and newer projects. So, with all that being said, it was sort of like really pointless for all that hatred between each other because they both have the same goals in life, you know, to perform in front of wrestling fans. And then, the future brings other projects for them. So anyway, it's pointless. But anyhow, okay, a lot of heat with Randy Orton in the WWE. Randy Orton is very unhappy with his character in the WWE. Um, and a lot of it has to do with the PG rating. Randy Orton wants to go back and basically be probably the guy he is in real life, a real jackass. Nonetheless, he wants to go back as, the Dirty Viper, um, the legend killer that, you know, were punting people in the head, taking people out. Randy Orton, really, to me, he's an amazing superstar in the WWE, but I think there's an ego issue with Randy Orton, as well as I do believe there's a lot of other ego issues in the WWE as well. But I don't think Randy Orton's very happy unless he's the top guy as far as on air, on TV. He's not really happy unless he's the champion. And so we've seen a lot of things by Randy Orton going on at house shows. He lacks his intensity. He doesn't put his heart into it. He goes through the motions. On TV is another story, but he feels that he's limited to what he can do in the ring. He feels that he can make his character, more hateful. And I can agree with that to some point, but it is PG. Times have changed, and you really can only go as far as you can go. Um, there's been a lot of talks about Randy Orton possibly leaving the WWE. Well, personally, Randy, where are you going to go? You would be a big hit in TNA, don't get me wrong, but I don't see you ever leaving the WWE. I don't see you ever leaving the big money that you make in the WWE because you will not make that big money anywhere else. So remember which side your bread is buttered on, because it's on the side of the WWE. So, you just have to suck it up and be like everybody else. You know, you do what's scripted for you, and that's just life. That is a part of the business, that's a part of your job. And I understand you have this ego, but you know something? At the end of the day, you're just another superstar uh, employed by the WWE. And it's just like, with any other job. You go in, you do your job to the best of your ability, and then at the end of the day, you go home. And that's the bottom line. And Randy, if you don't like what you're doing in the WWE, then just go home. Because if you think you're going to make more money elsewhere, think again. This is the Iceman on this Sunday on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel, the Iceman V2013 channel. It just seems funny that some people that got it all really are just never satisfied. Don't you think guys like Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, Damian Sandow, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, even Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose wish they could be in the spotlight like you are, Randy Orton? Think about all the positives that you have working in the WWE and quit crying about the small things. Life's too short. This is the Iceman. Peace out.